Over the years, many creatures have been introduced to the world of Ark. And over the years, many of them have found themselves pointless due to the constantly changing meta and the recent rework of Kibble. In this list, I will show you my top 10 tames that are in need of just a little bit of love. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. The Tyrannosaurus Rex, the king of all dinosaurs. Now I know what you're gonna say. He's already had a TLC update, and to be honest, the model looks great. Fantastic, chef kiss. Mwah. But it's lacking. This used to be one of the top tames to get, to have, to use. Now they've been regulated to merely a boss tame, and even then, most people are trying to get out of that meta of having Rexes to breed Rexes for boss fights instead of, like, in lieu of using, let's say, a Rhino or a Theory or just anything else, honestly, than a Rex. They have lost that pizzazz that they originally had when they first were introduced, like one of the first tames to get. Why get a Rex for anything now other than a boss fight? They don't do that great for meat runs. Get yourself a Giga if you want a good meat run. I feel like what they could use is maybe a better bite radius. As you can see here, as I'm biting, if they're not directly in front of me and I'm on top of it, it's not getting bit. Look, I'm biting a little bit over to my side, doesn't matter. I'm biting directly next to it, doesn't matter. With a Giga, it doesn't matter where I bite. I will always hit it. They just need something more, a better bite range. I think their roar should be more, they should stun more creatures. Maybe starting off with a better base health, something to give them a leg up and make them the go-to carnivore tame in lieu of the more expensive and sometimes frustrating Giga tame. Coming in at number 9, we have the CARBONEMYS, or the turtle. If you're not in PvP and you're using this to soak a base, you're not really using this tame since the Kibble rework. This was one of the main kibbles to use for imprinting your tames. Not anymore. The new kibble system has made this dino obsolete, save for PvP and soaking bases. And even then, why use a turtle when there's the more effective and efficient stego? There just needs to be more to this tame. Make it look better, bigger even. I think a lot of tames in Ark are suffering from a size issue. If this could be a bigger turtle, like not huge, we're not thinking like a Megalocecros, but just a bigger, more impactful size, that would definitely help. Maybe some kind of buff defense to your personal armor. Like while you're riding it, like you can be dismounted, but it is harder to kill you perhaps. An insulation buff when in the water. Something. Honestly, anything would be great. I think what would make them even, like, actually super useful, early game jellyfish counter. There are plenty of sea turtles out there that will eat jellyfish, so why not give them the exact same bonus? The ability to eat jellyfish and not be stunned by jellyfish. They just need something. Coming in at number 8, we have the GIGANTOPITHECUS, also known as the ape. Now, yet again, this is a tame that has already had a TLC, which is great. The model looks amazing. They are highly functional, a good tame to have, but why limit what it can do? What it needs and what it deserves is more. Fall damage reduction. I would love for something this big, this powerful, to have an intimidation feature. Have it beat its chest. Think of it like a UD debuff. It's intimidating. Not like a creature facing this is going to have a harder time fighting it, countering it, like just dealing with it overall. Climbing. It's a big ape. I know apes in general, like gorillas, they don't do a lot of climbing, but they do some climbing. Let it climb. Even if it's a little bit and there's like a stamina, like a heavy stamina drain, I would love if they could climb up a tree without the use of a zip line or a vine. Just anything at all, really. They deserve more. They deserve to be just punched up a little bit. The damage reduction on the falling, honestly, is the main thing I think they really need. And an intimidation. Let them beat their chests. Let them scare their opponents. Coming in at number 7 is the Sabertooth, the annoying house cat of the arc. There's not much to this tame. I wish they would just be better, faster, stronger, and bigger. I know I generally use a larger character model, and I have a lot of issues with tames seeming small next to me in general, but these are sort of prehistoric beasts. A saber-toothed cat was ginormous. Terrifying. This thing is anything but. Update the model. Make it look better. Give the mane some body, some like flow to it. Give them the rending, tearing effect with their fangs. Let their mane be a damage debuff. That's what it was for. That is what a mane is for. It reduces damage and protects their neck. Do something for them. Anything for them. Coming in at number 6 is the EQUUS, a classic, but often ignored, tame. Relatively easy to tame if you can get your hands on some carrots early on. But besides being a quick and easy travel mount, what else do people use them for? I personally use them to knock out many things, but their low stamina pool often hinders long-term use as that meta. I feel that in general, an EQUUS should start off with more stamina than they currently have. I feel they should maybe have a better model overall. They're a little dated looking. Maybe touch up the fur a bit, give the tail some body. I don't know, I sound like a stylist, but I just feel there's a lot of potential here that is not being tapped, and it's really disappointing to see for a tame that I still use to this day, but I know many ignore and generally disregard. At number 5, we have the DIPLODOCUS, also known as personally the Diplodoofus or the dumb Diplo. And it's not really for any reason other than the fact that they're kind of useless. They can't defend themselves. They headbutt everything and do no damage. Surprisingly quick, with great weight, good stamina, and the ability to carry multiple people. They are a good tame, but who wants to ride on something that can't protect you or itself? No one. No one wants to ride on something like that. All it does is headbutt. The only thing that it really has going for it, unlike the number 1 feature on this list, is that unlike that tame, this can at least feed itself. But beyond that, what's the point? Give them a platform saddle. I'd love if they had a platform saddle. I would love if they could just do anything. Look at this. I have creative, so it can't kill me. But all I can do is nudge it away. Gently at that. Just gently nudge it away. The cruel thing about it is you make them aggressive, so taming them, though passive, they want to fight you but can't hurt you. The most they ever do is annoy you. They deserve some love. Let them whip something with their tail. Let them stomp on it. They have that awesome run animation. Let them stomp on something. Please. Number 4 on the list is the Terror Bird. Now, you might be thinking, why would we want to update this annoying, stupid bird? Well, because it needs it and it's kind of pathetic. Terror birds are supposed to be huge. This thing is barely worth looking at. And once you get enough movement speed, they're basically harmless to you. They have an amazing feature that lets them glide by flapping their little wings. Look at that. And you can get quite a good distance with this. But no one really knows that, and no one really uses them for that. They were once, again, a main kibble dino. Now you don't need them for that. So why bother taming them at all? They look horrible. This needs to be bigger. I would love a terror bird the size of a Theory. Sounds crazy, and you're probably thinking, no, that's dumb. Theory size with the ability to kick and slash. That is what this needs. Coming in at number 3 is the Microraptor. Now, I know we all hate them. I hate them with a fiery passion of 1,000 suns, and that will probably never change. However, what that doesn't change is the fact that they still need some more TLC. I think they're weirdly big on your shoulder. I don't know why. I just think they look weird on your shoulder. A lot of the older shoulder pets kind of look out of place and out of, I don't know, just weird on your shoulder. Now, what I would love, because they have a great attacking speed, and if you whistle them at another player, they're very good for PvP. They will stun and lock out a player. For a PvE aspect, I feel like how they can stun you and dismount you in the wild should just continue in a PvE aspect. As in, when I whistle it onto a tame, it will knock the tame out. Like, that should be something I can do. There should be, of course, a size thing. I'm not going to use this thing to knock out a Rex. That's just dumb. But whatever they generally can do that to in the wild, I feel like that should travel over to on PvE. If I'm whistling it at something, instead of killing it, instead of killing whatever, it should instead knock it out. And then I can either finish shrinking it out, or I can finish it. I can tame it or kill it. That's just, I feel like they should have that. I still hate them though. Coming in at number 2 is the ARCHAEOPTERYX, often confused for the Microraptor out in the wild. And this right here is why they need a TLC. This is how it looks when you carry them. There is nothing cool about this. There is nothing glamorous about this. Why would you want to carry this? Sure, this is what it can prevent you from happening. It's wonderful. You can get from A to B in a nice, leisurely, cool pace. No problem. But you look ridiculous while holding it in your hands. This is the resting position for it. You hold its legs. I don't know why. This makes no sense. If you could change it and give it like a parachute-like ability, as in it sits on your shoulder, maybe when you fall, you hit a button and it grabs onto you, and this is what it does. It glides, flaps, whatever. Better than this. Much better than anything. And coming in at number 1, the MEGALOCEROS, the deer. The saddest tame of them all. And I'll tell you why. Did you know that the female deer is one of the fastest land animals in the game? You didn't, did you? Did you know that the female deer has no attack at all? It can't feed itself. You're a new person, fresh spawn, starting out, you tame a deer because they're not hard. They don't run from you. One bola, couple of arrows, it goes down. And you think, ooh, I have something to help me get berries. No, you don't. They cannot feed themselves, the male or the female. They're both very agile. They come with good starting weight. I wish they'd have more stamina when they started out, and I wish they were bigger. There is nothing intimidating about these things, and this will be like giant deer. They should be bigger. I'm talking about elegant, graceful bounds, leaps. Even though the male has an attack, he can't feed himself. He gathers no food material, but is a really good thatch gatherer, so at least he has that going for him. And his horns do a goring attack. It's one of the first tames in the game to have this attack after the salmon. Fun fact. But what's the point? Sure, they can at least defend themselves, but they can't feed themselves. So when you're done fighting, you have to hand gather and put berries in it manually. Because these sorry, majestic creatures cannot take care of themselves. I don't know why, and that needs to be fixed. Let them feed themselves, make them bigger, better stamina pool. And maybe give them some kind of like, not quite a rude jump, but like a nice bounding, graceful leap here. This is a wasted asset that just needs more, so much more. And that is my list covering some of the more basic and older tames in the game. I plan on doing more lists because there's several older tames that need some love, but this was my first attempt and I hope you like it. If you enjoyed it, consider liking and subscribing. Take care now. Bye bye then.